"Don't you dare talk back to me," Ubong yelled, his voice echoing through the walls of their small Lagos apartment. Nsinem stepped back, stunned at her husband's sudden fury. This wasn't the man she had married, the kind, patient husband who would do anything to make her life easier. The man standing before her was a stranger, and the rage in his eyes was like nothing she had ever seen. "You're just a woman. How dare you talk while I'm talking?" Ubong yelled and charged towards Nsinem. Once upon a time, somewhere in Lagos, Nigeria, lived three friends, Chibueze, Kanu, and Ubong. They met during their secondary school and became best of friends. Ubong was kind and thoughtful. Chibueze was the ambitious and competitive one, while Kanu was just plain manipulative and controlling. During Ubong's wedding preparation to his heartthrob Nsinem, Kanu never stopped giving his unsolicited advice to his friend. "Why would your woman be taking so much decisions on her own? I told you to use my uncle's hotel for your wedding reception, and your woman made you pick another hotel because, according to her, it's closer to the church." Kanu said to his friend Ubong, "I will make it up to you. Please, just let it be. Weddings are more of a woman's thing. I want her to enjoy her day," Ubong pleaded with his friend. Kanu scoffed at his friend. "You're just a woman rapper," Kanu said, and Ubong flew off. "I have warned you severally to stop calling me that," Ubong screamed, but Kanu wasn't listening. He enjoyed pushing his friend's buttons. After the wedding, Kanu wouldn't stop giving his unsolicited advice to his friend. "You mean your wife is out there doing whatever she likes while you're here doing the cooking like a woman?" Kanu said. Ubong's wife was a struggling fashion designer and was doing a dress fitting that evening for a celebrity who was to wear her dress the next day for an award event. Though the celebrity was not going to pay Ubong's wife, Nsinem saw it as a way of getting publicity for her brand. Eventually, Chibueze, one of the three friends, also got married, and Kanu once again started giving his unsolicited advice to Chibueze. "Why do you allow your wife to travel around the world in the name of business? Don't you know that when a woman is richer than a man, she doesn't respect that man?" He would drum into Chibueze's ears. "They say evil communication corrupts good manners." Slowly but surely, Ubong and Chibueze started having problems in their marriage. One day, Ubong's wife Nsinem, trying to make dinner, asked her husband to help her bathe their children. Ubong flew off. "I am not your errand boy. The fact that I have been assisting you in the house is now beginning to get to your head. You now send me on errands like your errand boy?" Ubong screamed. Nsinem was confused. "You call giving your own children a bath an errand? What is happening to you?" Nsinem asked. "Don't you dare talk back to me," Ubong screamed and charged towards Nsinem. Nsinem, who hadn't seen her husband get so furious before, ran out of the house in fear. That night, Nsinem didn't come back home. The following day, Nsinem was still nowhere to be found. Ubong told his friends what had happened, and they came over. "I have told you several times, she needs to submit to you as her husband. Next time she talks back to you, give her a dirty slap and she will never try it again," Kanu said. "Guy, that is going too far," Chibueze said to Kanu. "Domestic violence is a no-no, no matter what. Besides, you're not in his shoes. Keep some of this advice to yourself until you get married." Kanu laughed out loud. "You both know my woman. She is very submissive and homely, so I know what I am saying. Take for instance, Chibueze's wife is still bearing her maiden name. "No woman in my house would try that," Kanu said with a big smile. "My wife and I discussed it, and we both agreed that she can keep her maiden name. It is solely our decision, and we have our reasons," Chibueze said, but Kanu kept laughing. The following day, Ubong learned from his in-laws that Nnemesis was with them. Ubong went over to her parents' home, and after a long discussion with them, he apologized to Nnemesis and brought her home. Nnemesis's parents' words lingered in his mind. "Treat your wife like she's a part of you. Love her as you want someone to one day love your daughter." After that incident, Ubong never brought up his marriage during any of his discussions with his friends, and any attempt by Kanu to criticize Ubong's marriage was always shut down by Ubong. Eventually, Kanu took the hint and never said anything about Ubong's marriage or Ubong's wife. Since Ubong didn't entertain any of Kanu's opinions on his marriage, Kanu started criticizing Chibueze's marriage. Chibueze's marriage crisis started when Chibueze's wife Ogoma got an admission at Harvard Business School. Chibueze was so excited and shared the news with his two friends. Ubong celebrated with him, but Kanu wasn't happy about the new development. "My guy, if you let that woman go to Harvard, you will be a laughing stock. She will no longer respect you or submit to you. Her new status will get to her head. Remember, you graduated with just a third class. Put your foot down, else you will lose your marriage," Kanu said confidently. Chibueze listened to his friend. He threatened to end the marriage if Ogoma went ahead with her studies at Harvard. Kanu had told him to use their childlessness as an excuse. "Tell her to give you children first before going anywhere," Kanu had said, and it had worked. Eventually, Chibueze's wife had succumbed and rejected the admission and stayed put in Nigeria. A big surprise was waiting just by the corner for the three friends. A surprise that would shock even their wives. Some time after, Kanu got married to his calm and submissive wife and moved to Benin because of a transfer at work. The three friends only communicated on phone for years until Chibueze and Ubong decided to go over to Benin to surprise Kanu. Kanu's wife Binta had resigned from her work and followed Kanu dutifully to Benin. She had been working in a multinational company and was earning a reasonable amount of money, but Kanu insisted that she resign. His reasons were because it would take time before her transfer would be effected, and it was better she started a small business and concentrate on raising their twin boys. Chibueze and Ubong were still living in Lagos and had not seen their friend in years, and so they both planned to show up and surprise Kanu. The two friends got into Benin, and through the help of a mutual friend of theirs who lived in Benin, they all arrived at Kanu's place to surprise him, but they all ended up being the ones surprised. If you're enjoying this story, let me know by giving it a thumbs up. Back to the story. They traced his address to a tiny apartment in a low-income neighborhood. They saw a woman at the gate who they inquired about Kanu from, explaining that they were his friends. The young lady, who seemed to be in a hurry, pointed to a little room in the compound. They entered the room, which happened to be a kitchen. Right there in the middle of the crammed kitchen was their friend Kanu, pounding yam with sweat flowing out of every pore on his body. The two friends were staring at their friend, wide-eyed, with mouths wide open. Kanu, on seeing his friend, sprang up and hugged them. Chibueze and Ubong were too stunned to talk. He gave his friends seats, and they sat there and watched as Kanu finished cooking. When they finally went inside, the three friends finally had the chance to catch up. The three friends all had different lives. Just by looking at them, it was obvious. Kanu told his two friends what really happened to him after he left Lagos. Kanu had lost his job a year after he arrived Benin, and he had been in and out of job for about 2 years. His wife's little business was what was sustaining them, and obviously they were barely getting by. Because she was the sole breadwinner, she was barely at home, and since they couldn't afford a maid, Kanu had to do all the chores. The two friends shook their head. It was obvious that Kanu had completely forgotten how he used to berate Ubong for helping his wife with the chores. Though Kanu's wife had resigned from her job and went into petty trading, Chibueze and Ubong's wife's careers grew. Chibueze's wife had struck gold. The government had discovered oil in a land she had bought years before. She got married. She was handsomely compensated by the government and still owned a little portion of the land. Money was not a problem for Chibueze and his wife. Ubong's wife had also gotten a breakthrough and became a big influential fashion designer. Her designs were worn by celebrities and the who is who of the society. Her fashion school was highly successful. She was internationally known. Life had been so different for all of them. Before the two friends left Kanu, they both pledged to assist Kanu financially. On their flight back to Lagos, Chibueze and Ubong reflected in silence. They were grateful that they hadn't dimmed the light on their wives because of ego, but they also saw that life in its own way had taught Kanu a humbling lesson. This story teaches us that a strong marriage built on respect, humility, and mutual support. Control and manipulation only lead to division, while love and understanding bring harmony. If you enjoyed this story, please share it with a friend or two that you feel will like it. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.